What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo with Reel, hanging out here, and today we get our first on-water session with the Reedin Hypermodel Pro Weld. So today it's like 17-ish. It's not like, this is made for double loops, mega loops, doing all this crazy stuff that Kevin's doing. But I'm gonna take it out on the surf. It's a nice side-on shore kite surf day, super lightweight. I'm really interested to see how this kite rides in the waves, how it drifts, how it performs. You can kind of make kites do wrong stuff in the surf because you're going at the lines and you're creating slack in the lines, and you need to zip it through the in and out of the window. So it'll be a really good test to kind of see how it performs in conditions it wasn't really designed for. At least that's what I've seen from their marketing. We have a few guys that have ridden these at the shop. They're giving me some feedback. This will be my first session. We will take out and do another session, twin tipping and doing all this other stuff, just to kind of see how this goes as we have a little more experience with it. So I'm gonna rig up, get out there. Oh, one thing, they do have a proprietary valve, this max flow valve. This was a liquid force thing. It does come with this, each kite comes with that. Don't lose it or you're gonna be screwed, because nobody has this on their pumps anymore. All right, well, let's get rigged up so we can get on the water. Okay, gearing up, almost ready to go. So this Pro Weld, we did a little overview on it. The Pro Weld is a new construction by a brand called Brainchild. They're a manufacturer, one of the longtime designers for North and Duotone. Went off, started his own manufacturing. He wanted to make kites lighter, stronger, more environmentally sound, be able to print the whole kite and everything. So they've got this really unique construction that is new technology. It's like, you know, pretty cool to see in the space, new technology. The kind of biggest change was the onset of Alula a few years ago with Ocean Rodeo. Now Brainchild's kind of that next step, and a few brands like Reedin and F1 are going to be using this material with a few of their kites. So be really excited to get out there. So let's go check this thing out. It does have some pretty unique features, you know, this welding, how they do the welding here, how they're doing the stitching. It just allows you to get a much lighter canopy. So I'm gonna do a self launch and get out there. Again, this will be just a first impression. Haven't ridden this kite. We'll do a bunch more, but pretty psyched to it, so I wanted to bring you guys along for the session. One thing to note here is it does have a little bit bigger loop. Some companies are going with smaller loops. I'm sure they make a surf loop, but that's for unhooking and doing all the crazy stuff Kevin's doing. It does have this heavy plastic sheathing. Some of the guys are saying when you sheet out and turn, it locks. I haven't really had too much of an issue, but some people are saying that kind of locks up on them, but we'll see how it works in the surf and how this all goes. All right, launching time. Real stable overhead. I love how skinny the grip is on this bar too. Super skinny grip. One safety thing I see people do mess up all the time is they test the wind and send the kite up and send it to 12 and kind of see how windy it is and jump on the beach. I've also seen people do that and get launched like so far into the stratosphere. It's kind of crazy. So don't test the wind on the beach. You can feel how windy it is just by shitting in and out, but just don't beach jump. It's just, you're just gonna get hurt. Yeah, this kite's got a lot of power at the edge of the window. It's gonna be great for boosting for sure. All right, so first few tacks, definitely kind of wish I had the 8. I mean, I'd say maybe blowing 20 now, but I'm pretty powered up. I mean, this thing pulls hard, and I think for, you know, going huge, twin tipping, edging super hard, it definitely pulls hard. It feels also really stable. Like, it's super stable at anywhere on the wind window. It does have like a different shape and look to the wingtip. You know, it's pretty unique when you see it in the sky, like the actual shape, and I wonder if that's because of the construction they're doing a few things different. Direct feel when you for turning an input. Like, you turn, that thing goes. It has a little heavier bar pressure, which is kind of what you want for a boosting kite that you're going to be going big on, because you want to know where that kite is at all times. Look how quick this thing turns. isn't the speed of the turn, it's the speed of the input. Put input on the bar, that kite, boom, it's going. So this kite has a really changed its shape a lot with how much you're sheeting. So when you sheet in, it really kind of flares out and flattens out the profile. It's kind of hard to tell on the GoPro, but when you sheet it, it flares out. It also kind of backs up a little bit. So in lighter conditions or more underpowered conditions, I presume this would backstall a little bit, which is kind of typical for a kite that you're going to have that's going to be at the edge of the window for jumping and for being fully powered up, because you're not really underpowered on it. I did have a turn on the inside where I kind of just biffed it. It did backstall a little bit. Again, typical for this type of kite, but it kind of cuts out that kite that, hey, this is going to work for a beginner and then go to advanced rider. It's not for that person. This is definitely an advanced rider kite, and it's a pretty sweet one at that. I can't wait to twin tip it. Definitely not the best wave kite or the desert island kite I was looking for, but it still works. You just can't slack out the lines too much because it wants to kind of drift back. It wants to be powered up at the edge of the window, ready to boost. Time to go in, wrap it up, and do a little debrief. That was fun sesh. It's so cool to try out new gear. It's one of easily the best parts of my job is testing out all this awesome new gear, and I love trying out new construction. Like, you know, this is a totally new construction. Trying it out and seeing kind of how it works, where it can go from here is really exciting and interesting. I do think that with the amount of shape change that this kite has is due to that brainchild construction and kind of all the flex and flex patterns they can put into the Pro Weld. Because I mean, the kite was, when you fully sheet it, goes super like flat. So like when you boost and you go up hang time, it has like flattens out, and then when you're fully sheeted out, it like really kind of pinches in and flares out the wingtip. So it has almost as much or more shape change than like a Core XR, which is like a bow style kite, full bridle and everything, which has a ton of shape change in it, and has really, it's like known as a super high boosting kite. And I think that that's where this is kind of, they're able to do that with a direct connect bridle, 3-strut kite with more arc to it. And I think it's that construction lending to it. And you could feel like some of the things that this thing does well is like the responsiveness. Like, you pull the bar, boom, the kite starts initiating the turn. It has a little heavier bar feel, which a lot of the kite loopers and, you know, guys like Kevin who are like big, tough, like they're gonna ride hard. They want to know where that kite is. They want to have direct, heavy power feedback. Things it doesn't do that well is it does oversheet. When you fully sheet in on it and you like carve down wind at the line, down the line on it, it doesn't drift. It kind of just like will like kind of stall and not go through it, but it's not made for that. You know, again, I like to take it out to kind of find those flaws in the kite. You know, I was hoping that this could be my desert island kite, which it will not be. This will be definitely something I'm probably gonna be really excited about boosting on. It will be planet runs and jumping over islands and the like, but it's not gonna be the desert island kite because it just doesn't have the drift. Even though it's really lightweight, it doesn't have the drift that I need for kite surfing, or that kind of like, it just pulls too hard at the side of the window. Like, it wants to be at the edge of the window, send it, and go huge. And so for our next review, we're going to go out and twin tip on it and get some time when it's really smoking out. So you can join us at realwatersports.com with a bunch more reviews, or give us a call to shop, 252-987-6000. We'll see you guys on the water for the next session.